So we used to call this workshop Accelerate Your Course Build with Canvas Layouts, if you've ever heard it before or had seen a recording, but we changed it to Uplift Your Course Build. And really, we did that because in order to create a course, you don't necessarily need all the fanciness of a layout. Um, so if you do want it to look a little uplifted, it does take a little bit more time, but these layouts make it much quicker. So that's where the accelerate kind of comes in, but really the uplifting of your course comes in, and that'll all make more sense soon. So housekeeping. If you have any questions throughout the workshop, please go ahead and type them in the chat for Joel. He'll stop me if it's, anything where I'm moving too fast or I'm not making sense, which is totally possible. So please don't hesitate to stop Joel and ask him to stop me. There will be live Q&A at the end. So if you need me to repeat a step or, have any specific question that you want to wait till the end, please save it for then. And also know we might have some time for miscellaneous questions at the end as well. There's an evaluation at the end of this session, and we really take seriously wanting to learn and grow from what you all have to say as far as feedback. So please stay for the evaluation link. And finally, this workshop was really designed for you to take notes, or you don't have to take notes because really the PowerPoint itself is a lot of notes. And so it was designed for you to just sit back and watch. But I know some people really they're more kinesthetic learners. If you want to do it at the same time, you totally can. Just know that if you do follow the steps, I recommend that you follow them within a sandbox or something of that sort. And if you don't have a sandbox, let us know and we can help you get one. All right, so we're going to start with an activity, and it's called the 1, 2, 3, go activity. You're going to type your response to the question I ask in the chat, and then wait to hit send until I say 1, 2, 3, go. This is just kind of a way for us to all, see each other's responses at the same time rather than get distracted by one another's responses. So our question: as a staff member, how does your team use Canvas to elevate connections to other staff, faculty, and or students? Essentially, when we do this training with faculty, it's really simple and straightforward. We know what they're doing. But when we do it with staff, there's various different methods or modalities that you might be doing. So let us know in the chat. How do you plan to use Canvas, or how do you already use Canvas? All right, 1, 2, 3, go. Go ahead and hit send. That's our wild turkey timer to honor Thanksgiving. All right. So it looks like some of us haven't started yet, but we'd like to, we have Lisa from the Beach XP community. That's awesome. I'm a major part of Beach XP if you have any specific questions. For communications, that's a very important thing to know about and how to do. And we also want it to look pretty. We don't use it yet, but we hope to do it after these trainings for archiving documents and training materials. Awesome. So I hope you all get a better understanding of how you can use Canvas to do these things today. When we do go into the live demo, if I don't remember, remind me, we'll go into announcements and see what those announcements look like. So you can look at, using those as layouts for your communications. All right, so our agenda today, we're going to talk about the difference between Canvas Commons versus layouts. We'll access Canvas layouts. We'll differentiate between the layout options. And then we'll go through the steps of how to upload a layout to a Canvas course, modify it, and finally we'll conclude with a live demo. All right, Canvas Commons. So Canvas Commons is a place where you can find, import, and share all different types of resources. It's mostly going to be resources that are more student facing for faculty, but it's possible to find some other resources that can be, about different staff trainings and whatnot. You can share a whole entire course, just a module, or even a quiz. Within it, it can be shared just within our school, so just CSULB wide, or you have the option to share things all throughout the nation, or look at anything throughout the nation of nationwide Canvas users can share on here. All right, that's Canvas Commons. Today, our focus is going to be more about Canvas layouts. So, what are layouts? Over here on the right-hand side, layouts are designs by our team of instructional design experts. And the intention is to kind of uplift what we're capable of making the course or the announcements or what have you look like. Essentially, it requires coding sometimes. And the way that these layouts have been created, you can kind of just plug and play, right? You can erase and type into it. And so you can copy and duplicate. So it's a lot more simple on you. The purpose is to provide a baseline of effective course design materials to enhance course delivery. So really, when all the courses kind of look similar, have similar colors, icons, content, module setups, look and feel, it can be easier on our students, right? So we get better consistency between interdisciplinary departments. And the really great thing about, having our staff go through this is if staff are doing anything student facing or especially faculty facing, that can kind of become our marketing for the faculty too, right? Like it sets that standard to the faculty of like, let's uplift our course. They might see what you're capable of and wonder how you were able to do that, which then in turn, of course, positively affects our students. So in order to get to Canvas Commons, the first thing you're going to end up doing, and I'll go through this in a live demo as well, but you'll see this black bar. We call this the global navigation bar. If you've been in Canvas, you're totally familiar with it, but you probably haven't scrolled all the way down to see Commons. Commons, you click on it here and it takes you to a page, and at the top of that page you'll first see everything that's related to CSULB, right? You'll see the little LB logo, and these are the layouts that we provide. So now we're going to go through each of the layouts, the features of the layouts, and its functionality. All right, so we see we have an advanced layout. Our advanced layout has more enhanced design elements with colors and icons. It has robust course components, and it only has 1 week of a module placeholder. Our foundational layout does not have those same icons or colors, so it has more of an opportunity to either be customized or more of an opportunity to be just more simple, right? And it has 16-week module placeholders. So it really depends on what you're going for, how you're setting it up. If you're not setting up a whole entire course, I'd probably do without the foundational layout. And then we have our quick start layout. Again, it allows for more customization. It only has 3 weeks of placeholders. And finally, we have our home pages where you can simply import 3 home pages into your course or your sandbox, whatever you're working with. All right, so layout walkthrough. We're going to talk about the navigational hierarchy, module offerings, and different design elements that you'll find in each of these layouts. So the advanced layout. At the advanced layout, one of the first modules you'll see is called the administrator module. And essentially, this is talking about copyrights things. It is not something that will benefit you in any way, but we have to keep it in because Canvas worked with us on this one. So feel free to just delete this if you choose to use that. Next, we have the instructor module. This instructor module is for you, not for the student. So it will kind of walk you through how to use the advanced layout. Then we have a getting started module. Um, because your staff, this will likely need to be shifted and changed in some ways, but you still might want to use these. We also have the resources and support. And week 1, this is just a module if you would like to lay them out by weeks. And finally, a course conclusion module. For design elements, we see here at the top, it has this color scheme, and then you can see these icons next to it. The advanced template is the only one that has this color scheme and these icons. So if you're looking at this and you're like, I'm not creating a course, things are going to look different, that's okay. You can totally rearrange this in a way, if you like the look of it, you can use this to your advantage for however you want to display information. These are 2 of the home pages in the advanced template. And here is the 3rd home page. All right, so the foundational layout is a little bit more basic. You can see in the previous advanced layout, we had class information that was more condensed, and now we see it a little bit more spread out. This could be helpful for some of you to have a setup more like this, and maybe instead of questions about the class, it could be questions about the training or training FAQs or Zoom meeting links, or maybe it's, archived meetings that you want to display. We also, in this one, have 16-week placeholders. Again, I'll show you if you, say you want this information, but you don't want this information, you can delete it out of there after you import it. And here you can see it looks a little more basic. So we've lost our color scheme and we've lost our icons, but it has used headings that are appropriate, as well as a format that's easy to read as well as accessible. Okay, and for the quick start, it's a lot more simplified. So we have a getting started module and we have 3 weeks right here. And that's all. So this is really choice, preference. How do you feel when you're building it out? Also know that you can contact us and we can help you build these out. So Canvas layouts import. This is going to now take you through the steps of how to import this into either your course shell or your sandbox. So step 1 would be to go into Canvas and access whatever desired template you have. So here I want my advanced design course template. Step 2, on the right-hand side, I'll click import and download. Step 3, I'll go ahead and type in here what course I want to import it to, and then I'll click which one. And step 4, I get to import it into my course. Modifying Canvas layouts. So there's no really one size fits all, right? It's expected that you're going to modify it. And really, it could seem overwhelming in how to modify this when you first look at these steps, but really Canvas is pretty intuitive. So I always say it's kind of like when an Apple user goes and starts using an Android, right? If you're leaving an iPhone to an Android phone, you're going to be so confused for like 2 weeks and then it clicks, right? So just that repetitive action will help this make it a lot more simple. So we're going to talk about removing items. Like, let's say you don't want the week 1 through 16 modules, but you liked everything else in that foundational layout. Reordering, maybe it's just in the wrong order, and customization. Okay, so on the right-hand side, there's going to almost always these 3 little dots. These 3 little dots, we call it a kebab. I call it a kebab. You'll hear some different terminology used for these, but these 3 little dots can help a lot. And when you click it, you see various different options. To remove it, we simply go to remove. Something good to know is that when I remove a page, an assessment, a quiz, an assignment from a module, it does not delete from the entire course. It deletes from the module. So it still could be in your other pages. This kind of gives you more freedom to feel more confident to delete things out of your modules. All right, to reorder items. You actually have two options in how to reorder items. You can simply select the handle. It's these 8 dots next to each other on the left-hand side, and drag and drop where you want to go. Or when you hit the 3 dots, there's also an option that says if you want to move it up or down. So you can select the 3 dots and drag and drop, and it simply moves it. Next, we'll talk about customization. So customization is where we can choose to indent, have text headers, and change the name of the document. So to indent, you can notice that this is indented right here. If you're familiar with Beachboard, you know that we had submodules, so modules and then submodules. Canvas doesn't have that. Instead, we can indent and make text headers. So in order to do so, we'll of course click on those 3 dots and we can increase the indent. And if we want to make a text header like this weekly overview, that's a text header. We can use the plus sign in the right-hand corner of the module. And then we'll get this drop-down menu. We drop it down to text header. We type in our title and then click add item in the bottom right corner. And if we want to duplicate content, we click the 3 dots on the right-hand side, and then we could duplicate the content. Anytime you duplicate content, it always says copy at the end. Every single thing can duplicate except quizzes. Quizzes cannot be duplicated. I found that out the hard way. I was trying to duplicate a module and I just couldn't get an option to duplicate a module. So then I found out that's because that module had a quiz in it. So if you do have a quiz inside of a module, you will not be able to duplicate it. All right, and to add new content. To add new content, you're going to go to the plus sign in the right-hand corner, and then you could choose assignment, quiz, file, page, discussion, text header, etc. Things to consider. When you import, and all this will make more sense in a minute because I'm going to show it to you as a live demo. When you import the new layout into a course shell, if you already have things alive in that course shell, it's just going to add on top of it. So unfortunately, no AI yet in Canvas. Well, not at this point, but it's all on its way. So it doesn't automatically integrate with content you already have. You have to go in and change the layouts that are provided. All right, so we're going to do a live demo. So here we're inside of one of my mini sandboxes. Is there anyone here who has a sandbox, relies on a sandbox, or maybe doesn't know what a sandbox is? Well, a sandbox is kind of like a PlayStation, right? It's where you kind of get to practice things. If you don't have a sandbox, you can let us know and we're happy to help you get one. It's a great place to practice any ed tools, or let's say maybe you want to start building something out, but your team isn't quite ready to build out that training and you just want to play or hold resources or anything like that. That's what our sandbox is for. So you can see I have a couple things inside my sandbox. Right now, I have a Beach XP page build template that I've been, playing with, but I don't quite want to do it in the location of the Beach XP that many people are attached to, and a FORP elements page. So I've been working in here, but not too much, so I can keep playing in here. So to get to Commons, I'm going to scroll down on my global navigation bar and I see Commons right here. There we go. So now I'm inside Commons. And again, I see these quick start layouts, advanced layouts, etc., with the little LB tag on them. Those are what come up first, okay? But you can see that there's a lot of other content in here that I can look through if I want to. For the sake of today, let's go ahead and hop into the advanced design layout. So once I got into here, I can now look around at the content here and see kind of what it looks like. And then if I choose that I like this, I can go ahead and import file and download. And I can choose where I want to download it. So I click there, and then I go ahead and click import into course. You have successfully started the import. So now I'm going to go ahead and navigate back to my dashboard. And I'm going to go to my sandbox here where I started my import. And it should, maybe I'll have to take you through the steps one more time. Looks like it didn't quite go yet. So let's go back. Commons. Advanced Design Course Layout is the one I want to go to. Import, download. Sandbox for Courtney Engel. You can see I have so many different sandboxes here, but sandbox and no number next to it. That's how I'm going to remember it. And it's possible I just did it twice because it says it might take a little while. And I could have been too impatient.
Usually it takes about a minute or so for it to refresh.
There we go. Now I can see that it did it because it has the image here. So here we go. I see the home page that was automatically set. And I notice here that it has you know, just the gibberish writing, the lorem ipsum, and I have the choice to go in and edit this. So let's say I'm a Beach XP folk, or, you know, this is a staff training. I can type that in here. I also have the choice, welcome. This is a repository of all the information to the staff training. Okay, and I'm gonna go ahead and delete that. And maybe, you know, since this is just a staff training repository, maybe I don't want to deal with these, so I could delete them out of here pretty simply, and I can choose to save. And I've totally reformed that. Announcements are a really great feature for you all. You can see here there's an announcement theme or layout that is right here. So maybe I want to utilize this, and I might want to continue to change hello everybody, and I can go in here and do my editing as I did in the last one. This is where my title goes, so maybe this is welcome. And I can go ahead and publish that. And when I go look inside of my modules, I might notice that there's some things that I really don't want in here. So for this administrator module, I can go ahead and choose to delete it. And maybe I don't want to go through and look at the instructor module here. I can delete it. But as I stated before, even if I delete those things, it's still likely that they are living in the pages. So I'm going to go to view all pages, and all of those resources are still living in here. So if I want to, a really strong way to do this is I can hide this pages. See how outcomes is hidden? I can go in and hide that. So I'm going to go to navigation. And when I scroll down and see pages here, I can drop it down here. Often in Canvas, there's always a save button or a publish button or something of that sort. So be very mindful of that. All right, everybody. So that's our live demo.